In life, I've got the chance and the opportunity to spend time sometimes with billionaires, but most of my times with millionaires. I know a lot of people who are not millionaires, and I spend a lot of time with them because it's not as easy as it sounds to become a millionaire like people preach on social media. It's hard. But once you get the chance to get close to them, you realize that these people are different. I mean, some of them are miserable like poor people because, of course, we know on this channel very well that money doesn't buy happiness. Money solves, guess what? Money problems. Miserableness and happiness and all these things has nothing to do or very little to do with money. Now, in today's video, I'm gonna show you the 5+1 bonus real wealth that real successful people, they do have. So you can sit down and ask yourself, hey, how many of these I do really have? Money, of course, it's part of the equation. It's not the end game, but it's part of the equation. Today, I'm not going to talk about money. I want to give you 5+1 things in which you can calculate your wealth. Because once you understand this, I think the money game, the wealth game is going to be looking very different for you. The first form of wealth is what I call growth. Someone is rich when they have something they are aiming to achieve, when they have something they're moving towards, when they feel they're in that learning curve. Think of it. Everyone talks about the process of becoming someone better. Everyone talks about enjoying the process. So why don't we consider the ability of enjoying the process, which means growing through the pain, growing through the suffering, learning new things, a form of wealth? Growth is a form of wealth because you can look into someone's eyes when they're happily growing and they are rich in flavor, rich in energy, rich in motivation. They have something that sparks their days up. So ask yourself, am I growing? Do I feel I'm learning things in my life? Do I feel I'm fulfilling empty areas, blind spots in my life? Because once you will see that life is much richer with growth. The second big form of wealth, I would consider it family and friends. Now, you can have all the money in the world, but if you do not have the time or the possibility or the ability or even the heart to spend time with your mom, with your brothers and sisters, with your family, I think you're kind of poor. It doesn't mean you should be spending time with your family if you do not need that, or if you don't find that attractive, or maybe your dad is someone you do not want to spend time with, or maybe, I don't know, the possibility and the scenarios are infinite, and I don't want to generalize, but yes, I definitely say that a form of wealth is the ability to have intimate, precious time with the people you love. You can have all the money in the world, but if you do not have people who got your back, people who you can call when you're feeling bad, people who are gonna sustain you on their shoulders when you need it, you're facing the reality of not being rich. Because emotions at the end of the day are what sparks our life. Emotions are the real juice. So sit down and ask yourself, hey, about these first 2 points, how much do I have them on a scale from 1 to 10? How many emotions do I have? How many people, maybe they're not good business partners, but they definitely do understand me. Even aside the business, they do want to spend time with me and they teach me things in other areas. Because think of it, life is not only business. And I had to learn this myself. So sometimes you actually want something who is not in the business and can still understand you or teach you different things. And the last question about these first 2 points, it's how much you are being a shoulder to someone else. How much you treat people just for the money you receive or the business you do, rather than heart to heart, human being to human being. Because the things you receive are directly proportionate to the things you give. The third big way you can become wealthy full on is the health and the wellness. Now, I don't even want to dive into this too deep, but remember that everyone who is healthy has thousands of dreams. The one who is unhealthy, who has a sickness, who has a disease, the only dream he has is to be healthy again. Personally, I hate being foggy. I hate being sluggish during my day. You know, when you want to do things, but the body is not responding. Maybe some of you wake up in the morning and you're sluggish and you cannot wake up, and you wake up and you're all dragging yourself through the day and you just go by. Man, let me tell you something. You got to change something in the food you eat, in what you drink, do sport. You know, the easiest way you can kill yourself is to smoking, and the second one is not doing sport. I mean, it's kind of easy sometimes. It's kind of hard on other times. Some people have addictions towards food. Some people have addiction towards other things. So it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm telling you, the third form of wealth is health. Wealth is health. You can hear it repeatedly over and over. Ask yourself, hey, where can I improve? Because maybe it's not, I don't know, quitting to drink wine from today onward, but maybe you can start training. Maybe you can even get some sun every single day, but work on that, because definitely you do want to feel amazing. The fourth one, it's an interesting one, especially in the near future where we're going to, which is the AI, the automation, and the dehumanization of humanity. Because so many precious things that we considered precious today are not going to be precious anymore. Let me give you an example. We consider considered precious a lawyer. He studied a lot, very confidential with his information, and we think, oh, that's precious, that's rare. That's not gonna be rare anymore. Even today, if you're someone who is not the top notch in that field, you're gonna be replaced 100% with AI, or at least you're gonna be the one checking the AI. So it's gonna be dehumanizing as a job if you think of it. You're gonna be, as Marx said long time ago, just a checker of a machine. The value, the novelty, and the beauty of your job is gonna be delegated to a machine. How hard is it to grasp? We thought, hey, I don't want to do the plumber anymore. Maybe it's best for me to go do the lawyer, so to study, get a degree, and become that highly respected man of society. And now, boom, guess what? Doing those kind of jobs, the accountant, the lawyer, the coder, the developer, it's not gonna be worth so much anymore. So we live in scary times where the paradigms that we used to have back then are not working anymore. So what are people gonna be looking for? People are gonna be looking for emotions, community, connection. They're gonna be looking for someone to pat their back, someone to feel comfortable with. I highly suspect that in the future, there are gonna be apps where you can just book a walk with someone. Hey, I'm feeling sad. Can I walk with you? I'm gonna pay you $50. Just walk with me. Because the connection, the human to human connection is gonna be the most valuable thing. So having a community is gonna be the game changer. Listen carefully, because if you're not part of a community, you should be part of a community. If you're not creating a community somehow, you want to start understanding how to create your own community. Remember that the offline community is the strongest. Don't get on another online community. Only get to an offline community. Pay to get into, travel if you have to, do whatever you need, but get close to high-end individuals. The fifth, before the last one, which is the bonus, it's the form of wealth called service. I think majority of people never understand this fully because they do not serve the world so much. They wake up and they think, hey, how can I get something? In this life, there are two kinds of people. There are the takers and the givers. And you need to understand who you are. Are you the taker? Are you the giver? In anything you do on a day-to-day basis, either you're a taker or you're a giver. And guess what most people want to do? Receive. Because we think it's easier. And sometimes we also wake up and we say, hey, with everything I've done in this life, with all the suffering I went through, shouldn't I be eligible to receive? And yes, sure, I mean, you can receive and you should be receiving, but those who give shall receive. So a form of wealth is understanding that the highest form of receiving is giving much more than you ever want to receive without any expectation of receiving. Successful individuals, they understood this. If they serve a marketplace, if they serve people, if they give value, if they provide solutions, they're gonna get paid. So check yourself, because everyone wants the big check, but no one wants to be checked in terms of service. Are you serving? Are you really being useful? Are you the one who smiles when enters the office? Are you the one who smiles when people treat you badly? Think of it. Fifth form, service. Serve others so they can serve you back. And the last form of wealth is the one that I think it's the most underrated, and it's called hope. Hope is a form of wealth. Hope and faith are a form of wealth. Why? Because those who don't believe that the future looks bright are miserable. Because you can have all the money, you can have all the health, but if deep down inside of you, you think, what if in the future something bad happens? Hey, what if, and they just portray in their life, no hope, no faith. They somehow are concerned all day and they do not believe in humanity. They do not believe that we as a whole will bring new things onto the table. For example, with this AI thing, you see a lot of people are just negative, rather than being maturely confident and adding value, bringing solutions, bringing value, bringing service. It's just bad, It's just bad if you wake up every single day and portraying into your brain negativity. You don't have hope. You don't believe in people. You don't give people advice and suggestions. You don't create content. You just basically are nagging yourself down into no faith, no hope, and a worse future than your present. Have hope, have faith, because that's a highly underrated superpower, and I want you to develop it right now. Guys, if you enjoyed this content, please leave me a comment. Tell me which one of the 5 plus the bonus you like the most, you see yourself connected with the most, which ones actually you're suffering with, you're saying, this is what I'm terrible at it. Let me know in the comments, and as always, see you in the next content.